is acting right, then you can get the next person to act right, next person to act right. Change begins with you, which is something that actually came in the Buhari administration. It was great. It was great to say, but was it great to perform? Did people really do it, beginning with those in government? Well, I'll leave you to answer that one. It's 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Let's get into the conversation on the morning crossfire. And on the show today, we are looking at the conduct of police officers. Not all of them, some of them. The reason is simple. When police officers are to carry out their duties, how they carry out this duty or execute the order given to them has become something that a lot of people have begun to question. Most part of it doesn't come off as civil. If anything in the past is what we should go by. It doesn't act like as though, oh, these are the police officers that are supposed to be your friend. And the manner in which they execute orders, rightly or wrongly, whether the order was right or wrong, the problem now is the execution of it. Because the person who gave you an order did not say go and kill everybody and scatter everywhere and injure everybody. That was not what he said. He wouldn't tell you how to carry out the order. He believes you are trained. So he would give you an order and expect that how to execute it, your best approach is known to you, especially when it's not an hostile environment. I'm saying this because on the news, we all have heard what happened at the slaughter market. Even though we are yet to hear the police version, I can preempt and say I might not be right, but I don't think the police would ever come out and say our men went there and scattered everywhere. I don't think that would be what we would hear. Let's be honest. All right. Some people might not like it, but it's the truth. That's what it is. I don't think there's ever any government official, agency personnel that comes out and admits that we made mistake. People, it's very rare. In fact, I can't remember the last one we saw in the last couple of years. It's very hard. I don't think that happens. But we'll wait and see what the police says. But I just don't think the police would come out and say, oh, our men went there in a way that was not too professional. It would have been conducted better. Well, we are going to look into it. And I don't think that's the report we'll hear. I'm waiting to hear what the police would say. Efforts have been on to get in touch with the police PRO. I tried calling her as well before coming on the show, just to see whether we can get some information about what the police thinks. But the conduct of police officers, the Query Council, remember what happened there? Workers there, and then the police said they got reports of hoodlums, and then that was why they had to start shooting tear gas and all. Was it necessary? Especially, again, I repeat, when the environment is not hostile, why does the police come off as rogue, for lack of a better word, in those situations? The situation in Oginigba Slaughter Market, one would have expected, even if it means carrying a public address system and announcing as police officers, you arrive there, take a public address system and announce, all right, please, that, would want all of you to please carry your things. We don't want anything to be destroyed. We are not here to harass anybody, but move out of the market. We are giving you from now till now. If you do not move out by this time, then maybe we will have to move you out by force. And by force does not mean you would also shoot gun, because I don't think anybody was, at least from what the account of those who were in the market and business owners, their account did not say people were shooting at the police or throwing stones at the police or any of those stuff. I don't think that was the case. The police is not the army. So certain things are not expected from the police. Unfortunately, that's not the case. That's one. There are many incidents that we can count where you would question the police, how the police, execute the orders that have been given to them by their superiors. That makes the relationship between the people and the police even worse. Every single time it becomes worse. How can you explain now that the people in that market, this is a market that, think about it, we might have some police officers whose family members sell in that market. You might have some police officers whose brothers, sisters, sons, children, whoever have something to do in that market. Their wives go there sometimes to buy food that they would eat. And then an order is given to you. And the best way to do it is the manner in which the traders have explained it. If that's the case, well, I don't know what to say about this. Again, it will be difficult when the police is here to give its own side of the story. But you heard the account. And that's just one incident. We also saw the one in Korea I've mentioned before, We've also met police officers at checkpoints. Some of them are fantastic. Some of them are very friendly. That's why I said some police officers. But sadly, most of them are the way and manner in which they conduct themselves when they execute or do their job does not come off as the police is friendly. It does not. In fact, I asked this question one time. When you approach a checkpoint and you see a police officer in front, what comes into how do you feel as a citizen, as a Nigerian? How do you feel? How do you feel? You're on the highway, you're driving, you're seeing checkpoints. The moment you're approaching it, I don't need to say too much. Like, I've used the roads. I'm a Nigerian as well first, and I use the roads. And when I'm approaching sometimes on highways, it's not funny, right? You're beginning to calculate. Sometimes your papers are complete, but the police just want to hold you for one reason or the other. There are many things that, some police officers do that makes the relationship between the people and the police sour. Even though the police says it is trying hard as possible to rebrand and change the image and let people perceive the police as friendly. But police officers, Oga Commissioner and IG, please be aware that most of your men, I'm talking most of your men, if there are those that are nice, I don't think they are up to 20%. That might be me being graceful. It might even be less. But I don't think they are. But they are nice ones because I know some. Very good ones, fantastic guys, very nice. I see them, we hail, we exchange pleasantries. The funny thing is, the moment they're even friendly with the citizens, is like easy. You don't even need to even ask anybody for 15 naira, or you don't need to want to, hoodwink a person to get something out of them. Just because you are nice. Nigerians are nice people normally. Because you're nice, a person is willing to part with his hard-earned money and say, officer, I'm on, I use this one, or we buy on a drink, or we do. People do it because they meet nice police officers who help them, who, they talk to them in a nice manner. But majority of the time, an order is given and they come to the compound, match the doors. Like, sometimes you're like, this person you're coming is not a terrorist, is not carrying a gun, is not no robber, is not a wanted person, is not nothing. Is this approach necessary? Well, those are some of the questions we need to get your response to on the Morning Crossfire this morning. How the police execute orders. Can they be more civil? Is it possible for police officers to be more civil with the manner in which they execute orders given to them by their superiors? I've just cited a few examples. I'm pretty sure there are many more examples. But let's quickly hear what you think. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. Those are the numbers to call. So just tell us your name, where you're calling from, and you get on with it. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. So it means you can send us a message on WhatsApp. It's a very simple question. Is it possible for police officers to be more civil while executing orders given to them by their superiors? You can't blame the officers on the road. Some people are saying, because they say go to the market and must you go when you feel it's not right. There's nothing they can do. They have to obey orders. But the point is, at least what they can do is the manner in which they execute the order given to them is very paramount. And in most cases, it almost feels like the moment an order is given for police officers to go do something, it's like an excitement. Okay. And then, we are going. I don't know. But that's how it comes off most of the times. Ebere in Rumomasi, let's start with you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ebere.
Okay, God bless you, sir. Okay, you are talking about the police. Well, for me, I think it's going to take time. This thing you are talking about, people should keep talking about it. It's not going to be a day thing for the police to change. Whatever the police are doing is going to take time because this corruption stuff has also taken time. So if the police is going to change, it's going to take a long time for them to change. Hello?
Go on.
So Nigerians should somehow give them patience. Another thing I see with the police is that the police is like the people because It is the people you use to replace that get into the police. So when you see the police, you see the ordinary Nigerian man. The ordinary Nigerian man is like that. We're always monitoring everything about Nigeria is money, money. Give me money, give me money, give me money. Whether by force or by hook or by crook. So the problem is a holistic one. The police is like the Nigerian people. I have a friend who wants to join the police. His problem is when he joins the police, whether he will not change. So if you have good people in the society, when they join the police, they remain good people. So as much as you query the police, also query the people, because the police is like the people.
Ebere, thank you. Great, fantastic one you've made, though. Some people say people deserve the leadership that they get. Because the average Nigerian too know the year word. It's difficult to be civil with the average Nigerian. So, Ebere, I get you fantastically well. It is very difficult to be civil with the average Nigerian. Go on the road and watch drivers and just try to be civil, speak English and try. Why don't you? They go look you like, it's difficult to have that happen with but it still does not make an excuse for the police, because in the place of a police officer, you are expected to. That's the difference. There's a training you go through. There's an expectation of you. It's the way you query your pastors now. Oh, he's a pastor, you're supposed to behave like this. You do not say the pastor is from the society, so you should expect that. You don't think like that or say that. You feel like because he's a pastor, he's supposed to behave a certain way. The same way a person feels like a police officer, what you represent, the uniform you wear and what you represent requires you to act in a certain way. Benjamin in Port Harcourt, good morning.
Good morning. Okay, thank God you guys are bringing this police issue. That the police people are professional, they are good, they risk their life for Nigeria. However, we will not sweep under the carpet the attitude and the criminality of some police officers. I want to recount my experience I had on 1st of October 2024 along GU Aki Road with some group of police officers opposed. Just immediately after Harmony Estate, I was driving my car, and this mopo and police officer attached to Julius Berger's vans and their white men, and it was also rowdy. Police, when they are clearing traffic, you look as if nobody is a human being on the road. What happened? They were saying I should clear. Everybody is clearing. The next thing, the policeman was beckoning at me, warning me across. I was in my car, I was wind up, he was warning me. And I beckoned on him with my hands. What did I do? The next thing, he came out from his car, came towards my car, tried to force my door open, but my door didn't open because we were locked inside the car. And he damaged my windscreen, broke my side mirror, both side mirror. He tried to use the back of his gun to break my glass, but the thing did not break, and he wanted to open fire. Then one soldier woman now ran and came. Now said, what is the challenge? Now intervene. What is the problem? What did these people do to you? A soldier woman among them, on the 22nd of October 2024, along GU Aki Road, immediately after Harmony Estate. That's what happened. I now had to call Julius Berger head office in Abuja. Calling them, they now said I should get back to Port Harcourt. I called Port Harcourt. They now said I should send a mail. I sent a mail on the 22nd of October. They now replied. They now said they'll get back to me. See, today they didn't get back to me. That car, I've not been using it for a long time. See, today they damaged. And they made an attempt to open fire on me and my occupants that was in my car with me. That's 22nd of October. Then tomorrow we say police are these, police are human beings' friends. I don't want to talk about the police officer that on any stand in front of Mini Okoro police station, assaulting people and embarrassing even passengers in keke because they are doing that, because they are wearing dreadlocks. I don't know where in the constitution in Nigeria that dreadlock is now an offense. So, however, we appreciate the fact that police officers risk their life for the better Nigerians. But this is not to say that the IG and people who are the helms of affairs, however, they are encouraging these people because they are always returns. So that is what
Benjamin, thank you very much. It's very sad your experience, and I think a lot of people have experienced the same. Sometimes you wonder what's the exact. It happened to us one time too, but mine wasn't as intense as yours. And for me, my head they hurt in some cases when it has to be. Because it was on the NTA road, man. We're close to a fast food restaurant just opposite the NTA there, and I don't know the convoy. There was traffic, mad traffic. And then you see these police officers in a van. They were not even wearing uniform, which is an offense because they are blowing siren, driving a police van. They are not even in uniform. That's supposed to be a minor offense. And then you are speeding, and then you are blowing your horn, and you are like, and I'm. Do you want us to fly, jump? How do we? There's traffic. The road is blocked, literally. Where are you going to? And the guy just came down and hit the vehicle from the side. And oh man, I went down, and it was not funny. No. I told him if you were legitimately on an assignment, you would have been on your uniform. And I would have seen your name tag on your uniform. And that would have even made it easier. Sometimes. But like the first caller says, that police officer was not born a police officer. He grew up, was a person, and then later enlisted to join the police. So the time between when he was born to when he joined the police, there was lots of experiences and ideas and kind of human being he has become. Joining the police just became, I can now use this tool to further enhance the kind of a person I am. That's how I would only explain it. So it means that the police has to do a lot of work with psychoanalysis, with trying to understand the kind of human beings that they recruit. And let's be honest, do you think the police, like during its recruitment, it goes to that extent? Like, the police cannot come out and say that it does not. Let's also agree on this. We're not trying to sugarcoat anything. I don't think the police will come out and say that its recruitment processes is not very extensive. It will say it is. But if you look at the outcome and the kind of behaviors and you see, and people who we know that have gone to try and gone through the process and then they tell you what they went through, it doesn't come off as extensive as it is made to sound. Chima in Rumokuta, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Ifeni.
Go on, Chima.
Yeah, it is quite unfortunate that police has been clothed with a particular stereotype. So once anybody hears about the police, the person does get bitter. At least all of us, in one way or the other, directly or indirectly, have become a victim in this police brutality. But I'm so glad that even you at the studio knows that it might not be all of them, but just that illegality always spread far than legality. And what you have to understand, yesterday I drove with one of my friends. He was carrying a tinted car, almost ran for Taco, went to that Harper City around OJRA. And police actually did stop us. But all his papers were accurate. Definitely accurate. He did not pay 1 naira to any police officer. They will stop. What is this? Where is this? He showed that there are other cars parked by them. And I saw people offering to pay the police bribe. I saw them. They were like, officer, hold this one now. And the rush go here. I want to understand, just like you said before, that if the police are diligent in their duty, at least we can depart, maybe we can do away with some amount of money. These are the things that causes corruption. If somebody is doing his duty, the compliment of, well done, it's okay. You mustn't give them money. Or like when you go to the bank, you start the queue, and you just finish, and you just pay the teller. You just as if you are appreciating her. That is corruption, because if she sees you again, she will want you to beat the protocol. Now, sometimes, most of all these things, you see police come in a raid or one thing or the other. Yes, the thing with that, they are supposed to have announced. But the situation is that the place at which they have found themselves, you brought the slaughter something as a yardstick. Yes, I'm going to deliberate on that issue. Remember, one of the reasons why the former government brought down that lockdown was because of insecurity. He did complain that some criminal elements are there, representing some kind of art. So the idea of maybe he bought or but those one is inconsequential. What we heard was that people are doing some evil things, criminals are there, guns are there. So that place has been locked down. And the former chairman actually supposed to, when he opened it initially, in your studio here, we did announce that you went to open somewhere without even hitting at the major reason why it was open. Have you solved why it was closed? Have you solved the problem? Have you inquired? You just went there because your local government and said, open and start selling. And the people are there for security. And they working for development, that the police should still be up and doing and trying their best. Thank you very much, Chima.
Thank you. Nice point you've raised, Chima. But even with these, aren't there better ways for the police to handle it? Secondly, the women in the market, I don't know, but I don't think we've gotten any reports, at least here in Nigeria Info, where the women in the market said that robbers or gangs or hoodlums were harassing and stealing their stuff and destroying their properties. I don't think that report has come from people who work or do business in the market. If you say people pickpockets and people steal or harass people in the market, that is not particular to Ginigba market. That is across almost every market that you will find. Go to Rumokoro Junction, that market, you will see similar issues happening there. Nobody has gone to shut that place down. Go to Oyi Mill and the others. These little things happen in markets across the world. Let me put it that way. And we've not seen anybody shut those down. So what is particular about the Oginigba market that would require it to be shut down because of... In fact, there were reports of various watersides in this state where they say people hide and sell gun and sell bullets and done. They have not gone in that manner to shut it out and chase everybody away and declare the place unfit for people to live. They go do the normal arrest and leave. So in the midst of all of this, you would also say that there are ways that they can handle it. If these complaints have been coming that this area is notorious for this, and people have been complaining that since the reopening of the market, this thing has resurfaced. We are now seeing what we used to see there has come back again. Boys are now kidnapping there. They are now killing there. They are now doing this there, and we're seeing that. And then the police says we have to go address it. Perhaps people would say, oh, it's a good move. But at least, maybe I did not hear. If it has been happening since they reopened the market, well, somebody should inform us about it. Isaiah and Buguma, good morning.
Andrew, good morning. Even in the church, we have picking pockets. We have those stealing phones, iPad, and other valuables. So the police also should go inside the church and begin to go and brutalize and begin to go and mend and bloodlet the manner to which we had it in Ogunigba market. My brother, let's tell ourselves the truth. It is only those who have immunity in this country that the police is afraid of. And that is why I told you in the morning that the governor of Rivers State should be going to these places where his local government chairman, his food soldiers have been attacked and have been harassed. He should not allow and fold his hand and allow everything to become the people begin to bring in divide and rule tactics in his government, because that can never be allowed. Even in the former administration, it can never be allowed. So he should always step out and they make sure, because it is the local government chairmen do not have immunity. The law says it is only the governors and the president that have immunity. So he should always approach matters. If you now tell me that the police, the Nigerians are like this, that is how the police also, the moment they wear the uniform, they behave like the Nigerian way. See, there are so many Nigerians who are people of integrity, filled with all kinds of compulsions. You understand? So they don't behave like the way the police people. Okay, are you telling me, Andrew, check, the moment you become an Igbo smoker, you are seen and your behavior, everything is patterned to Igbo smokers. The moment you become a drug addict and a drunkard, you see that your behavior and your lifestyle is patterned to those set of people. The moment you become a prostitute as a woman, your behavior and your pattern, everything known about the prostitute is known around you. That is how the police is. The moment you put on that uniform, whether you are a pastor, a prophet, a born again, before you put on that uniform, once you put it on, you go in their pattern, you behave in their pattern. So
Isaiah from Buguma, thank you very much.
It is like that. Yeah.
But I don't think it's entirely true. They are, like I've said before, and I'll reemphasize, they are wonderful policemen and women, fantastic guys, very fun, very simple. See, I've met police officers, even for minor offenses, they just look at, one minor issue, they might look at it and tell you, see, this thing, next time, do it or go. they are there. I'm not telling you that those guys are there and they are wonderful. But one of the callers said it rightly. It's just unfortunate that the ones that do the bad things are the ones that take over the news, right? You know, for some little things that you feel the idea of policing should not be because you are seeking to always arrest. In this case, in this country, for most of the times, it's not because they want to arrest; it's to extort. So they find a little fault that is enough to say, okay, let you go with a warning. They would now want to use arrest to threaten you, and then you would now want to. The person is worried that you have heard so many stories about police stations, so you don't want to go there. Then that's how it works. It's just a psychological thing, and then you now, okay. Officer say, oh yeah, now. Officer no go ask you, make it no be like saying they ask you for bribe, but he go push you reach where you go call use your mouth. Oh goodness me! But it doesn't mean they're not great officers. They are great ones, wonderful guys out there, very friendly, very nice, and you see them every day on the roads as well. And those guys should also be well commended. It's not because the police officers don't have issues that they have to face too. They have their own issues within the police force, but some of them are handicapped with regards to how they can address these issues because some of them are not in a position where they are the ones that will effect the change within the police force. Their guys are the ones there that make the decisions, and if the decisions that they are making does not favor those who are on the ground, well, it's a very complex situation. But at least the least that can be done is an order is given. How you execute the order is within your purview. JJ and Rumigbo is also on the line. We have Mufasa on the line. But first, we have a commercial to take. So, gentlemen, you might have to hold on. Perhaps call back if you can. Let's take this very short commercial. And then when we come back, we continue with the conversation. with the remaining minutes, we see how many more calls we can accommodate. The question had been very simple, which is, police officers, you think that it's possible that we see them become more civil in how they execute orders given to them by their superiors while doing their job? Can it be done in a manner that is much more civil as against what we've experienced? Almost everyone has seen or experienced. Most of the police officers conduct themselves when they are on assignment or on duties, excluding times where it's a hostile environment. In those areas, you'd expect them to also want to defend themselves. But away from that, in matters like the Equerry Council, the Ogunigba Market, let's also talk about incidents on the roads and so on and so forth. Can the police conduct itself better? 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. You can also call 0817-923-0003. These are some of the numbers you can call to get through to us on the show this morning. Let's go with JJ first. JJ is calling us this morning from Rumigbo. Hello, JJ. Good morning to you.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
All right, go on.
Andrew, when the incident in Equerry local government happened, the police PRO told us that hoodlums gathered at the place and they went to flush out the hoodlums. And up till now, you talked about calling her, till now, no reply. So maybe the pickpocket that they said was there before, and they are no longer there, and just all put together. See, at the Rumokoro market you talked about, they used to have those incidents, and you know what happened? The people there went for a security outfit, and they are the ones guiding the market. Till today, from when they brought those people to today, there is no incident anymore. So I don't know why a government will shut the place down because there's criminality, and the police will now go there and chase after innocent people who have come to do business. There is no document showing that Hyper City acquired that place from any community person or anybody. So why would the police now become Hyper City police and begin to shoot at people who have come to occupy their own land at the end of the day? And they tell you order from above. So who is the above? CP Bala Mustafa, when this was here, he used to go on radio stations. You need to come and tell us who is the above that have ordered these people, because the same set of policemen who attacked innocent workers at the Equerry that also carry out this dastardly act yesterday. Why them people, same time, if they don't have interest, who are the above? Bala Mustafa. Take charge of your state now, because for me, I think you're serving somebody somewhere and pouring drink every morning, and it's not making sense for Rivers people. It's not making sense at all. And the police spokesperson need to come explain what happened yesterday. It's not making any sense at all. So how many hoodlums did they arrest in the Equerry local government? How many funds did they recover from where they went to yesterday? Shame on the police.
David Ingenegwa, good morning.
Yes, greetings to you, Mr. Andrew. My name is David West.
Go on.
As the chairman of Civil Liberties Organization, on a daily basis, I know how many times I visit the police station with respect to human rights violation and misconduct of police officers. However, that is not to say that there are no fine gentlemen, fine officers that conduct and comport themselves, even at the rank and file. But it's quite unfortunate that police will harass you for no reason, talk to you in a manner that you are not supposed to be talked to. But even we, the citizens too, we have our own role. I have witnessed a situation whereby a driver, it's just a simple question the police officer asked him, your particulars. And he said, and if I don't have it, what will you do to me? That kind of statement is provocative. But the policeman was very calm. At the end of the day, his papers are not even complete. He started begging. So the police, they have their own problem. But then, as citizens too, we have our own. The recruitment process is also also calls for question. You see all manner of people in the Nigerian police force. For some, I don't tire. I don't see any work to do. It's like a dumping ground. We see people who are known drug addicts as recruited in the police force. So what do you expect? Anyway, the incident at the market there are not in Port Harcourt, but reading from the information I can gather from your news, it's quite unfortunate. The police must always be apolitical. The police must not be used against the people for any reason. Good morning. Police
Good morning.
Civility is what we call for. My name is David West.
All right, David West, good morning. Thank you very much. So much that we can take with regards to phone calls to see if we can touch on some of your WhatsApp messages. This one says, please, Mr. Andrew, who played the... I'm trying to get this message. It's coming from Mike, but it's taking quite a while to come on. Mike, unfortunately, I think we might end up not taking your message because issues here with the WhatsApp portal. All right, Mike, sorry, but I think this is how we wrap things up on the show this morning. Thank you very much. And once again, sincere apologies. We understand that the broadcast today has not been up to the standard that we have created in your minds. We're working on whatever the issue is that's currently causing us to broadcast in the fashion that we are right now. But regardless, we'll still give you premium content. So stick around. Jude comes in with Hello Port Harcourt, and he's got plenty that you would love to respond to. Have yourself a great day. My name is Ifeemi Andrew.